What's up, friends, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Ari, and today we're going to talk about personal brand and why it's so important to have one. So here's the thing. A lot of people say that your network is your net worth, but here's the catch. If you never show up, if you never post anything on social media, how can people really remember about you? People just forget it, just like this, if you never show up. And yes, it doesn't make sense to go anywhere, even you have a phone, if you put, their number on your phone, even you have their contact. How can people still remember you if you never show up? And this is why you need to have a personal brand. In the future, we don't even need to have a passport because everything will be on social media. Your face, your reputation, right, your background check, and these kind of things. So we don't even need our passports anymore because the future is coming. And by the way, it's already here. Robots and AI is already here. I know that I share this story a lot, but again, I'm originally from Russia, and when I came to the USA like 6 years ago, so I didn't care about my personal brand, I didn't care about my social media, and of course I was just this kind of guy who has his social media just for fun. When you have your Instagram account or like X, you just scroll, you just watch some content, you probably post a couple of pictures when you just go on vacation, probably your cat, when you meet some friends and the stuff like this. But right now, time is a little bit different. And by the way, if you're this kind of person who doesn't need a social media, who just doesn't need personal brand because you're not trying to build something big, you don't want to have a big project or a big business, or you're not trying to build an empire, so just bro, this stuff not for you. You can just skip and just watch other video. But if you're entrepreneur, if you have this kind of mindset who wants to build something big, if you surround yourself with some positive and good influencing people, so make sure that you watch this video until the end. The main problem in your life and the reason why people don't really trust you because you haven't built anything yet, right? There is no name in the industry yet. And again, everything takes time, success takes time. But this is why you need to have a proof of your skill, the proof of your experience. And even when I was living in Russia back in that time, back in 2000, I don't know, like 10 or 15, when I was young as fuck, even back in that time, people asked me to show them some kind of portfolio in order to work with me. Because again, people never buy from just logos, from just random companies. And right now, you're not trying to build another Amazon, another Starbucks or Netflix. So if you want to become like a photographer or a videographer or a designer, you need to have something to show because this is how people start trusting you. And can you just imagine that in 2025, it's not enough. It's not enough now. And I know it might sound funny, but even a few years ago, it was okay just to have a portfolio and never post anything on social media. But right now, in 2025 to 2026, bro, it's not enough. People want to see your face. People want to see how you go to the gym. People want to see your rabbit, and people want to know about you everything. They want to follow you everywhere. And that's the reason why I'm saying that we don't even need a passport or any kind of ID right now, because social media is everything for us. Right? Wherever you go, you post some shit on social media, people, watch all these videos, and this is how you build trust. By the way, it's very easy. And I know probably you are this kind of person who just might think about, all right, I don't really want to build anything like this. I don't really want to post some stories or reels. I feel stupid. Man, I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I feel stupid too. You still can hear my accent. You still can see how I run my social media. Sometimes I disappear. Sometimes I just go back and start posting as much as possible, but at least I show up. At least I try to do something. And yes, it takes time to build a reputation. But can you just imagine how many times I've asked my clients, like, what was the reason why they chose me to work with me, right? Because there are so many locals, there are so many, like, better videographers or photographers on the local market here in the USA, the guys who are like, who speaking just much more better than me. Because every time when I work with a client on the set, I need to explain something when, let's say, I shoot a music video, right? Sometimes it takes time me to explain what I need a musician to do. And, sometimes it's funny because I'm not fluent in English. But I don't really care, man. I don't really care because I believe it's not about the language. It's about the different kind of communications that are already built, right? Because let's say if you are been posting some content for a while, right? So it's been like maybe 2 years, maybe 5 years, you already have some kind of reputation. People really trust you. And of course, if you go somewhere and work with a client, people already might know about you something that you didn't even share. Here's the thing, when you become a content creator and when you share a story on social media, people start following you just because of your lifestyle. And can you just imagine? People started following me and started booking myself just because they want to work with me. Because I go to the gym, because I can have the money, because of the lifestyle. And I've heard this so many times, like, Ari, I chose you because you show up regularly. A lot of people on social media, they never post anything, they never text me back, and it takes a lot of time from them just to send me a simple message. But when I got a client, right, when I get a message from a client, I try to text him back as soon as it is possible. Because I know, in the industry, and especially in Los Angeles, people just can, switch from one guy to another. And for me, as for a Russian guy who wants to build something big, I need to do bigger. I need to go harder. So that's why I'm building my personal brand. Alright, the second thing is very important, and make sure that you listen to very closely. In order to build very deep relationship with people, you need to give them very helpful advice. You need to share some kind of solutions just to help them. Because everyone has some problems. Every person has some problems when you just wake up, you don't feel like you're in the mood, right? You drink some energy drinks. So you need to become this person who explain them why it's so important to never drink an energy drink, or why it's so important to drink just a glass of water first thing in the morning. Or when you go to the gym, you don't feel like you want to go to the gym. So you need to become this person who explains why it's so important to have this discipline and this fitness routine, why it's so important for their health. So it doesn't matter what industry you're in. Everyone has some kind of problems. And if you start sharing some very helpful advice, a tool, a solution to help them, so this is how you find a client. So as you see, guys, it's very easy to run your social media. And yes, probably it's easier to build your personal brand to start from something. And if you lack of ideas, if you lack of good advices, just make sure that you make content around yourself, around the topics that you're personally interested in. Every time when I go to the gym, I just, take my phone with me, take a little tripod and just film some stories and give some advices. Or when I walk with my bunny, right, I talk about, why it's so cool to walk with my bunny, or read a book outside, not just working the whole day from my laptop. Or right now I'm just making this content, right, that I'm gonna upload on YouTube or like Instagram. So yeah, there are so many topics that you can make content about. And guys, I hope that you really enjoyed watching this video. If so, make sure that you subscribe, put a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Всем пока.